All right, so this is for Bushak 360. We are going to be watching him play some Ember Spirit. This is another replay analysis from our Learn Dota 2, and we will see what we can see. I actually have seen this replay. I wanted to see if I could speed up things a little bit, so I took some timestamps and I will just kind of fast forward to them. But just in general, I will try and touch on as many points as I can without making this boring. So hopefully you guys enjoy. All right, so you've got good starting items. You're gonna go to the mid lane and you are laning against a sniper. Okay, so real quick, let's just go ahead and take a look at Sniper's items. He has 8 tangos, 2 clarities, and that is it. He has no damage items. So Sniper currently does 39 damage on average, and Ember Spirit does 62 damage on average. You have a nice block here, so you should absolutely destroy this guy in lane. Just based off the items and your base damage and where the lane is, he should get literally nothing from this lane at this current moment. So, I mean, even now, I would just pop Flame Guard and run at him and just trade with him. You don't really need to be pulling this lane back. You should really be bullying the sniper. So even now, I mean, ideally he should have no CS at all, and now the lane is pushing towards him. I do think that in this lane in general, what you kind of want to be doing is pushing the lane as Ember Spirit. You do have, you know, Flame Guard, which pushes the lane. You don't want to be standing here in this low ground, which you kind of end up doing for a while. Is like the lane is basically always in a bad spot from what I can see, which allows this sniper with his terrible starting item build, terrible base damage, to basically sit on high ground and just kind of like pot shot you constantly while you try and CS. So, I mean, you've got level 2 Flame Guard. You really can just kind of shove this wave into his face, and with the items that he has, there's almost no way that he can last hit under tower. So I think that just being really aggressive, you know, controlling the runes is going to be your best bet for dominating this lane. You've got Earthshaker who rotates in, misses the fissure. Nothing you can really do about that. But just in general, you know, playing super aggressive in this lane is going to be your best ticket to victory against this sniper. And so again, you're kind of just like in this really bad lane equilibrium spot where if you just would turn up your Flame Guard and push the lane, then he would be forced to sit under tower and try and last hit while you can, you know, aggressively farm the creeps and then go do other stuff like collecting runes or whatever. So let's just check in. At the moment, he's got 6 tangos. You ferry yourself a bottle, so that's good. You will need the regen, and if you are aggressively pressuring him, you will want to be picking up runes and then making plays around the map. So let's just fast forward a bit more, just more of this kind of. See, even now, you could just push those creeps into the tower, and then he would be in some trouble, and you know, having to tank them and all that good stuff, which you want. So it looks like you've got Earthshaker rotating in. See whether he can. Oh, messes up the fissure again. It's unfortunate, but you know, sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes people make mistakes, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, so he's using his shrapnel charges. You both have hit level 6. Currently, he's got 4 tangos, 2 clarities, and he is rushing Shadowblade, apparently. So take that into note. He has no survivability items. Let's look at his actual HP. He has 720 HP. You have about half health right now. It's 5 minutes in. It looks like you're gonna go. Okay, so I think in this moment, what I would probably do is. Okay, so yeah, let's go back and look at this. right there, I mean, we saw just how much damage he did to him. So even at like 400 health right here, let's look at where Sniper is positioned. He's super far up. Yeah, you don't have vision on like Wraith King, and you don't have vision on Lone Druid, you don't have vision on Zeus, but that doesn't matter. You've got 3 remnants up, you've got full mana, you got level 3 Flame Guard, and you've got level 2 Searing Chains. You can basically just run directly at him and blow all of your remnants, and he's dead. And that's probably what you should do. Like, there's no reason for him to get this close to you and not die. Just remnant at him once, right now. You got him with chains. Just 3 remnants and he's dead, 100%. But instead, what you do is you try and get some more right clicks in. And I mean, you could even remnant like slightly on the other side of him and then blow all 3 remnants and he's dead. But you're kind of late with that, and he ends up getting away at like super low health. And then, yeah, so I mean, your initial question in the thread that I posted was basically, you know, if a pro player, no one, for example, was playing Ember Spirit, he would have had a lot more kills than I had. And if I remember correctly, you have a ton of kills in this game, but that's just an example of somewhere where a maybe more experienced player would have solo killed the Sniper. And so let's look at him real quick. He's got 2 tangos now, 1 tango, and Claymore. You've got 2 remnants. So I just want to keep an eye on this situation, just because with the items the Sniper has, he has no survivability. He doesn't even have boots yet. Anytime he shows his face, you should basically just be killing him. Looks like he went to Shrine. I don't know what your Earthshaker's doing, but that seems to be par for the course in this game. And that's okay. Now, you've got double damage. You've got a safe Remnant. You see Wraith King and you see Necrophos. So instead of just like standing here and waiting for these creeps to get low to lacerate them with double damage, I would maybe just turn on your Flame Guard to kill the creeps, and then also just right click the tower, and that way you will have another wave coming in to reinforce you. You'll get a bunch of right clicks on the tower, and as Ember Spirit, who doesn't have very good necessarily tower hitting abilities, any damage you can get on the tower is huge, and against the Sniper, like, that's a huge win, taking a tower mid as Ember Spirit versus the Sniper in this particular game. So just turn on your Flame Guard. It'll kill these creeps as you stand here. You know, you've got a couple of creeps here. These other creeps will come in. They can tank the tower. You can right click the tower with your double damage Ember Spirit and get it significantly lower than it ends up at the end of the sequence. So you kind of do that here, but by that time Sniper's already back. So you could have had a lot more hits on that tower. And now you're bottling up. You still have DD. You don't really have a ton of vision, but now you see 2 heroes bottom, and again you've got 3 remnants. So if you see Sniper and you click on Sniper and you see that these are still his items, again you could just kill him right here, right? All you have to do is just remnant forward once. You have 3 remnants, remnant forward. You have enough mana to do this, I believe. Okay, maybe not. But you could triple remnant and then just activate them and he'd be dead. I think. You could even bottle as you're remnanting to have enough mana. You know, you don't necessarily have to dive under tower, but basically just keep that in mind. There's like a lot of times where Sniper is available and basically asking to be killed, and you don't oblige him, unfortunately, which could have gotten you a bigger lead faster. So again, lane just kind of in a bad spot. As a mid laner, you basically never want to be standing in this area, and you spend a lot of time. Okay, right here, kill Sniper. Just kill Sniper. He's... Anyway, let's keep moving. Let's just keep moving. There's like a lot of... these are a lot of my notes, actually, in the early game, in this laning stage, where he doesn't have any supports. Remember, he's got a jungle Lone Druid, and whether you know this or not, you should by now. And your team is aggressively pushing this tower, and they seem to be dominating this lane. So there's really no reason to be scared of anything I would just, you know, any chance I get in this matchup, just be diving sniper. I mean, look at his items. He has no boots. You can just walk him down. All you have to do is chains him once, and then just walk him down, and he's dead. So just kill sniper more often. Anyway, let's go back to your perspective. Okay, so yeah, this movement seems like kind of inefficient to me right now. You kind of just go up and you farm this random medium camp using your flame guard instead of continuing to dominate the lane. You do have a TP scroll, you've got 3 remnants, you've got full health and mana. So instead of farming this medium camp, you know, look at the other lanes. You see Necrophos down here. You see Wraith King up here. He doesn't have his ulti. And so, I mean, instead of just farming this medium camp, which doesn't really give you much, and it takes a long time because you're fighting the centaurs who have magic resistance. So you're using your flame guard, you're using mana, you're using health that could otherwise be used around the map to like facilitate kills for your team in any lane, including this one. You could even just come in and kill sniper again. And I just say that because efficiency is a huge deal, and in this particular game, you have to think about who are the playmakers. Right now, you have the most mobility by far of anybody. You've got, you know, Underlord who's slow, you've got Pudge who's slow, you've got Legion Commander who doesn't have a blink, and you have Earthshaker who doesn't have a blink. So it's really your job to make stuff happen if you want stuff to happen. And against this particular team, you probably do want to be making things happen. You know, you do have a big CS lead, and really you should be abusing that. You've got good items. The sniper has like the worst build I've ever seen. So maybe now you can't kill him because he has Shadow Blade, but I think you probably still could even, you know, Remnant in chains, double Remnant with Flame Guard on, he'd probably die. But even if you don't go for sniper, this is getting kind of like a long point, but even if you don't go for sniper, you can see bottom, you can see these other heroes, you can see all these heroes that could be killed by you being active around the map, and currently you are the only hero that really can be active around the map, aside from maybe like a roaming Pudge. But you know, your Pudge is level 5, and he doesn't have like a gap closing item unless he hits a hook. You have a guaranteed way to jump on people and kill them. So just something to think about. Think about your power peak and who on your team really can make plays at various stages of the game. Okay, so we'll just continue to fast forward. I think my next timestamp is in a couple minutes in this game. All right, you got a haste rune. Farming some camps. I think with this haste rune, you should definitely be looking to fight. You've got your Veil, which I guess you'll be getting in Courier soon. You do pop your haste rune to try and chase down the sniper who has a Shadow Blade, and if you didn't know that he had a Shadow Blade, you should have, because he's had it for like a good 2 or 3 minutes now. So that was a wasted haste rune. I would have definitely not used that. There's almost no way you get that kill with that detection now. So another wasted opportunity, especially, you know, you could take that haste to another rune and get some kills as well. Now your team is going ham in the top lane, so let's look at what's happening over there. We've got 2 of your heroes diving. You've got Underlord up here as well. Looks like they're trying to push this tower. I don't know if this is necessarily the best play. You already have gotten the bottom tower. You can't really kill sniper, but it seems like your team wants to make this play. So maybe go with them. You know, again, you're like the catalyst in this game. You should be the one that's really making plays and sort of like asserting your dominance. I mean, look at your CS. It's well above anybody else in your team, and they're going to rely on you for a lot of damage output. So show up to fights, especially with Ember Spirit, who has like this massive early game power spike with his Remnant Veil timing. And so you go bottom and you blow some remnants and kill Lone Druid. That seems fine, given the current scenario where you didn't show up to that other fight. And you can just see right there that you are massively powerful. They have basically a bunch of really squishy heroes. Wraith King not so much, but basically any other hero in this game you can solo kill at any point in this game right now with your items, your level advantage, your farm advantage. So you should be looking to do that. And you get Sniper, nice. And take this tower. So this is all good. Refilling your mana, coming back to mid. And yeah, I think basically you should just be looking to fight like as much as possible with your lineup. Let's look at Lone Druid. He's got, just Midas and Boots on his hero. I don't know if I can click on his bear, but again, just another hero that you can probably blow up. And right here, you jump in and you just absolutely destroy them, including this Sniper and Wraith King. And I mean, what that just shows right there is that your hero is incredibly strong right now. So you just completely asserted dominance in that fight. You did, I would say like 80% of the damage. You got 4 or 5 kills. Actually, maybe it was only 3 that fight, but still, you got like 3 kills plus the Wraith King ulti. You're crushing right now. So just knowing that, you should understand now what your power spike is. And let's look at the levels real quick. Yeah, you've got a 4-level advantage. Let's look at net worth. You got a net worth advantage. So that's good. You're well on your way to snowballing. And you should basically just continue to be looking for plays anytime your remnants are up. Going ham on this Necro, and you're in that stage right now where you can just farm heroes, and that's what you're doing, so that's great. Empowering your team to take this tower. So like this last, I would say like 2 or 3 minute sequence has been really well played based on your hero in this matchup and the way that the early game went. So keep this up right here. If you want an example of what you should be doing, you got it. And now you're just aggressively farming, bullying Sniper some more. Bullying Lone Druid, nice. This is all good stuff. Lone Druid buys back, you're kind of just going in by yourself. You do have some teammates around, so that's all good. Let's make sure, I think you do have a remnant. You're just topping yourself up because it looks like you're about to push. And this is one point that I definitely wanted to touch on. All right, so you just went and bottled up and then you remnanted back. And maybe efficiency says that you should clear this camp. However, your team is waiting on you to push. They are ready to push. You should be pushing because of your huge advantage and your ability to kill everybody on the enemy team by yourself, basically. So I really have no idea why you're farming this camp. This camp is not worth not getting a tower and losing a fight and feeding gold. So maybe Pudge was out of position, but this is a hugely wasted opportunity where you have, all 5 of your heroes in a fairly close proximity to this push with the ability to take this tower. And if you kill the entire enemy team, you can even go high ground. Like if your Underlord survives here, and because you are here and kill Necrophos and Zeus before they get off their spells, then he gets a ton of damage and you can actually just go high ground at like 21 minutes into this game. But instead, because you're farming and you show up basically like just to get the kills at the end, like you just proved to yourself that if you were there, you win that fight and can kill the entire enemy team. But instead you show up late and you get a couple kills, but it's totally not worth it because this tower is still up when it should be dead. And that's like one of the biggest things is as a snowballer, as somebody who's snowballing, you really need to just like be ruthless, be relentless with that snowball. Just continue to snowball, continue to get objectives, continue to fight the enemy team with your big farm advantage. And you know, if it doesn't look like you can take a fight and you need to go farm, then that's fine. But I don't see any reason why you can't just be absolutely wrecking these guys in fights and just constantly fighting them and constantly taking their objectives. You should be yelling at your teammates, all right, come mid. You guys get here. Get to mid right now. We're pushing. We're taking these objectives. We're winning a 3-on-5 fight right now. So get over here and let's, end this game. And, now your Legion is here, so that's great. Again, you should really just be diving on the sniper, not farming this camp, and then pushing the tower. Again, not farming this camp. Look, your team is fighting. Look, your team is fighting. You should be there. You should absolutely be there. Your Legion even jumped in. So, I think just map awareness is a big thing for you to pay attention to. Your mechanics seem to be fine. Like, your farming is great. You understand that Ember does a lot of damage, but you just don't seem to understand quite how strong you are. And you don't really seem to be paying attention to the map. Because if you were paying attention to the map, then you would have won at least you would have wiped them at least 3 or 4 times in that 5-minute space, and you probably would have taken at least 1 lane of racks by now. But anyway, so we'll just continue looking at this replay. I think we're covering some good stuff, hopefully. And it's great to see you super ahead in this game. I would expect you guys to start running into problems, I don't know, in maybe another 10 minutes or so. So that is part of why this is very important that you do take advantage. I'm just going to pause this real quick because I think we're about to go into a big fight. But basically, if you look at your team, you guys win fights when the enemy team is dead. Or sorry, you push towers when the enemy team is dead. You have Underlord who gets really good at pushing towers when heroes die around him. You have Legion Commander who gets progressively better at hitting towers as she gets more dual damage. You are not a tower hitter, so it's your job to kill everybody else so that your team can hit the towers. And pushing into Sniper, Zeus, Necrophos, Lone Druid is only going to get more and more difficult for the rest of your team, and even for you. As they get more items and you are no longer able to just jump on their backline and just absolutely blow them up. So just, think about where this game is going if you don't make some plays. And again, you're playing super, super passive right now. You do have 2 remnants. You seem to just kind of be backing up and letting your team go in one at a time instead of making the play. And you are still the playmaker. Yeah, you've got your blink on Legion. You've got a blink on Earthshaker, but I'm going to pause this right here and go back 10 seconds because I remember making a note about this. But both Legion and Earthshaker, they can make the jump, but you're much better at making the jump because you are super overfarmed. You have Flame Guard to absorb a bunch of magic damage if they blow spells on you. You have the remnants. You can literally just jump in and kill Zeus, kill Sniper, kill Necrophos, kill Lone Druid. And then if you are in the middle of things creating chaos as Ember Spirit, then it gives Legion Commander more time and vision to select the target that they should be dueling. So let's say you jump on Necrophos and blow Necrophos up, and everybody's focusing on you. Now Legion Commander can be like, oh, I see Sniper. I'm just going to go duel Sniper now. And then Earthshaker can be like, oh, okay, there's 3 heroes around Ember Spirit, focusing Ember Spirit. That's such a good Echo Slam for me. So because of your hero and the way it's playing, you do have Blink Dagger heroes on your team, but they're actually better counter initiators. Whereas you are a massively superior initial initiator. You know, so just jump early. Be the one that makes the play. Want to be the one that makes the play, and you will. This game would have been over already. So we'll look at what happens here. Your Earthshaker is invis. There's 3 heroes. He Echo Slams. See how low they are. They don't have Reincarnation. Zeus is super low. Necrophos is super low. You're sitting here with 2 remnants. If you just remnant in, double remnant in, and right now, I mean, you saw your Earthshaker, you should be walking around like this. You double remnant in. All 3 of these heroes are dead. Then you can maybe even run over and chase Sniper. But even if you don't get Sniper, I mean, your Earthshaker just got a 3-man Echo Slam. You have the ability to kill all 3 heroes. You should be doing that. Using Sleight of first seems like a mistake. Your ability usage is kind of bizarre in this fight. I mean, you end up getting all these kills anyway, but you do die to Sniper's Shrapnel, and all 3 of those heroes should have been dead. The Shrine should have never been popped. And it looks like your Legion is now going to potentially die to the Sniper. Or maybe kill the Sniper. Anyway, that could have gone better than it did, is all I'm trying to say. And when you died, you lost a 10 kill, 11 kill streak. So that's not ideal, especially against a team that really benefits from items, especially against a team that's being held down by you. And just one psychological thing that I want to talk about is that when you are snowballing super hard, like up until this point, you have seemed virtually immortal. You're super scary for the enemy team. You just jump in, you kill like 4 of them every single time. They're looking at you and they're like, man, this Ember Spirit player is dumpstering us. Like, I don't even know how we win this game, because he's just absolutely dumpstering us. So as soon as you die and they see that you die, psychologically they're like, oh, well, we just killed Ember Spirit, so that's not that bad. And we're getting stronger. And this game's not over yet. And we've got, you know, a 4 or 5 core lineup. I think we can totally do this. So dying there is worse than just dying, because it, you know, it gives the enemy team hope as well. All right, so the Earthshaker continues to make some random jump-ins. You've got 3 remnants. I just keep mentioning that because I think you still have the ability. You're level 20. You have the ability to blow people up still. So continue to mention that. This looks like another potentially good fight for you guys. Wraith King is dead right here. Just blow up these heroes. I don't know why you're not blowing them up. Your team seems to really just not be on the same page. But that's okay, dude. That's okay. This is all a learning experience. Now that your Underlord shows up, I think you need to be doing a little bit more than just throwing out slights occasionally. I mean, I'm going to pause real quick. Let's look at Lone Druid. He still has no other items, so he only has 1,400 health. And this Necrophos only has 1,100 health because they went Blink Dagger. And the Zeus has 1,200 health. So remember, you have 3 remnants, and each one of them does 300 damage. It's 900 damage, plus Sleight of Chains, Searing Chains, which does another 300 damage, plus Sleight of Fist, plus your Flame Guard. So I still think that based on the way that the other team has itemized, and even the Sniper, you can literally just kill all these people by yourself if you just stop being so hesitant and going in. And I mean, there are certain games where as an Ember Spirit, you want to be kind of, you know, sitting back and just sliding them down super low, and you didn't even use any remnants and you killed 3 of them right there. So that just proves, right? All right, just blow your remnants. Right there, you didn't have mana. Use your dust. If you used your dust, you killed Sniper there probably. And potentially save this Underlord. So all these little things matter. All these little inefficiencies matter. And I just want to keep pointing them out because that's the way that you're going to get better as a player. But what you should take away from this game already is that you know how to kill people, and that's a good thing. Knowing how to use your your advantage will take your ability of killing these players and knowing how strong your hero can be, and then make that even better, and you will become that person who, you know, like the no ones, the miracles who just take their snowball advantage and then they just continue to snowball until the game's over, and end it in an efficient way with, you know, an unblemished KDA, where you just, on Ember Spirit in this particular game, like, you should basically never die, especially now with your Lincolns. Like, they have no lockdown other than Necro's Scythe and the Wraith King Wraithfire Blast, which you can dodge with Sleight of Fist. So you really shouldn't die anymore in this game at this point. And you still have the ability to just, you know, crush any hero on their team, because they're all really, really squishy still. Alright, so we've just killed Sniper. At the very beginning of this video, I mentioned how it's hard to push into a Sniper lineup. It's hard to push into a Zeus lineup. It's hard to push in a Sniper Zeus lineup, especially with Lone Druid and Necrophos. So now that you just got a hook and you like ran the opposite direction. I don't really understand why you did that. You could have killed Zeus instantly, which takes away a large part of their damage. Sniper and Zeus would be dead. Now that they're all committed to this, you go and you blow your remnants, which is good. You clean up, but again, you cleaned up after 2 of your heroes died. And if you had just killed them earlier, then your heroes would still be alive. And that's actually one thing that seems to happen in this game a lot, is that you come in as like cleanup crew and you kill everybody, but you also realize that as Ember Spirit, you're not very good at hitting towers. You hit towers really slowly, so it makes it harder to push because you're missing a bunch of heroes, or you're missing heroes that would be the ones that would hit the tower. And right here, you're still running away from this guy. I mean, just go kill him, man. He's level 13, he's got no ulti. You end up going in again after baiting him in, and now you should just be running top. There's an open Rax. There are no heroes alive. You have no creeps. You guys should all just be running top and hitting these racks. Remember, you're against a Sniper. Sniper is hard to push into. You're against the Zeus. Zeus is hard to push into. Just make the call. Be like, all right, guys, just run top. And that you haven't run top, now is the time, you know. It is good that you are here hitting this tower. Just real quick tip for anybody who plays Legion Commander. If you have an Underlord on your team with a bunch of damage, press the attack them, because they do a lot more damage. I don't know why you're pinging this Rax. You should be killing this Rax. And you should be getting out. This Rax is not worth dying for. Okay, so just kind of an inexperienced series of events. You know, you're level 25. You just gave Sniper a massive amount of golden experience, and this game is just going to continue to get harder every time that you die. You're 17, 2, and 4. I mean, 17 kills. Awesome job, dude. Keep that part up. 2 deaths shouldn't have happened. You did get a full set of racks, so that's good. But based on how far ahead you are, I mean, you guys are 8k ahead, and the opportunities that you've had and the way that the other team is itemized, this game should be probably over by now, or at least 2 sets up. And now they're pushing down mid lane. And that should really never happen in this game based on how it's gone so far. So you guys should be thinking about what you want to do next right now. You guys still have a big lead, and you have open racks bottom. You've got the lanes pushing towards them. Looks like you're going to pick off Necrophos here. You do. That's awesome. Let's look real quick. Not that you would necessarily know, but Necro does not have buyback. So, I mean, finish this shrine. You have creeps going into the base. You're pushing this out. while your team is kind of just standing around mid. This is where you got to make a call. You got to be like, all right, let's all push this lane, or let's go get Roche. Necro's dead. We should be getting some sort of objective, and Necro's been dead for 68 seconds, I believe, and you guys have not hit any objectives. You've spent 4 of your teammates have spent the entire time standing in one area, and you are, hitting creeps in the top lane. So communicate, figure out what you need to do, get something done off of a kill, and then. And I don't say this to be mean, but if you are the highest net worth on your team and you think you are the best player on your team, you should be making calls. And even if you feel like you have to babysit what your team is doing, like your team clearly had no idea what to do for the last minute, and you could have made a call that said, okay, guys, I'm pushing in this lane, come meet me there, or guys, come get Roche, or something. Like if you have to tell your team what to do that, because, keeping an eye on that map, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, what is your team doing? You killed one of their core heroes, actually their second highest net worth hero, the only one who can lock you down personally. You should just be, pushing that advantage, getting more stuff done. And as a result, your Legion needlessly dies because your team is unsure of what they should be doing. So you're going for Octarine Core, and I think that's fine. I do think that maybe Radiance would be a good choice here. Even something like Blade Mail might be a good choice here. I think Octarine is also fine, but just a couple other things to think about. And you can see that your team is now having a lot more problems killing people because it's later in the game, the enemy team has more farm, and you actually get rooted and die for the 3rd time. So now you're 18-3-4. And again, just look at your gold fed 735 or 753. Your gold lead is down to 4K now. It was, I think, as high as like 11K maybe at some point. Yeah, right here is like 11K. So, the game is not trending in the direction that you want it to be trending. And it's only going to get harder as Sniper gets more and more farm. He's kind of scary now. He can like sit way back and just pick off most of the heroes in your team from the safety of his tier 4 towers if you try and push. So, every death matters. And figuring out why you died is basically just a matter of looking at the 20 to 30 seconds beforehand and thinking about your decision making. And we can see that there just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of communication or plan going on in this game. And so all of you guys seem to be feeling the need to make these ridiculous 1-on-5 plays to try and get a pick off so that you can, I don't know, go high ground or something. And now you guys are just chain feeding, and the game is super, super difficult now. So, none of that was your fault directly, but indirectly, because this game is not over, because of your death, these kind of things are happening. So, don't be pessimistic, but feel free to blame yourself for everything bad that happens in the game if there was some way that you could have prevented it. And I think that it's pretty clear that there were ways that all of this bad stuff that happened could have been prevented. And now you guys are getting pushed in, which really should never happen in this game, how it's been played. Looks like you're going to lose a full set of racks. You're playing out of your mind right now, dude, but all of your towers are going down, and the enemy team is actually up 2K gold. So, this game is now tough. This game is definitely tough now. By you being dead there, the enemy team is like, all right, whatever, we can just push, and they did. And you didn't lose racks, but they're definitely starting to feel more confident, and they should, because they're getting a lot of farm on all of their heroes, and they have, you know, basically 4 cores at this point. And I'm curious where you are right now. Why your team is doing all this fighting and why you're at full health and nowhere near them. But okay, so 38 minutes in. Killed Zeus, killed Sniper, killed Lone Druid. You have 5 alive. You're at full health, full mana. You guys smoke up and go to the mid lane. Okay, now you're going bottom. That's good. You force 1 buyback. I mean, going on this guy is pretty bad. So Earthshaker made a mistake there, but looks like you are not going to get the second set of racks, despite having 3 dead. So, I mean, you can just see how difficult this game is now starting to get. I agree with the decision to back off. You know, take out their shrines, and you should definitely be going Rosh with your team. You should be telling your team, you know, come Rosh, we need Rosh to win this game. You have some vision around there, but I don't know why you're just like in Rosh, hitting Rosh. Basically, you need to direct your team. Okay, let's get a couple wards up, let's take Rosh, and then let's go high ground or get a pick off and end this game, because this game is going on too long. And where are you? Oh, I'm on directed camera, no wonder. Jesus, okay. So, let's look at you again. You guys have good wards. This is a decent spot to take a fight with your ward vision. You know, you'd like to have all 3 remnants for sure. Continuing to choke them out is great. Keeping all those waves pushed in. You guys are back to being in the lead net worth. Not that that really matters at this point in the game. But you seem to have, you know, somewhat righted the ship. And it's trending back towards you and your team. So right here, all right, you've got some good vision. You seem to be AFK for some reason, but your team looks like they want to do Rosh, and you need to not be farming these camps. You need to be around Rosh, enforcing the area, helping your team take that objective. That's super important. You know, again, you're not there when your team is trying to do something. So I don't know if you muted your whole team or what, but unfortunately you disconnect right as you get a nice hook on Wraith King. So I won't take too much out of you. I won't take too much out on you at this particular moment. Your team continues to fight. They get 2 kills. Super dope. Unfortunately, Underlord goes down to Sniper. But I mean, pretty decent fight, all things considered. And we'll just wait for you to come back into this game. Hopefully you do. Your team should be pushing in the lanes and trying not to fight. I have no idea what this Legion Commander is doing. Seems pretty pretty ridiculous to me that he's sitting in their base. Your Legion makes a ridiculous play, gets Sniper, and then he runs right into the enemy team and feeds away his life. So I have no idea what that was about. I mean, yeah, I get Sniper, but what a clowny play. But you're back, so that's good. Your Earthshaker hitting Rosh for some reason. This is where you need to regroup. I don't know if you like lagged out or kicked your power cord or whatever, but time to regroup. Time to figure out what the plan is to end this game. You really don't want it to be going on any longer, if at all possible. So right there, I mean, your team keeps going in, and I can't, you know, fully put the blame on you. Your team keeps going in and like fighting with 2-on-3, and like, I mean, Pudge hit a hook, but what was the plan there? So, you know, maybe you shouldn't even show up to this fight. But I want to mention that you do have Boost of Travel off cooldown. There was a creep wave coming in towards this. You've got your remnants. You've got all your abilities off cooldown. You know, like, it goes back to paying attention to the map. And you do end up showing up late and, you know, cleaning up, which is awesome. Looks like you might even kill this guy twice. Sniper shows up and you end up killing him. Alright, so game should be won. Game is won, I hope. This game should be over. Let's go ahead and look at buyback status. No buybacks on anybody on the enemy team. No buybacks. Okay, so this game should be over, but it looks like there's a bunch of time left. So I'm not really sure how that's possible. You've got creeps coming into the base, and you hit a shrine instead of hitting barracks. I don't know why you're not hitting barracks and just getting mega creeps. And now you guys are split decision making. Your Legion commander has the right idea. He's got tons of damage. He should be taking these down. I mean, honestly, you guys should be helping him out. You don't need to be this efficient and like take tier 4s while you're also taking racks. You know, get this game over with. And it still appears to be over with. Sniper is still dead for 35 seconds. I believe that you now have mega creeps. Okay, this game has to be over right now, right? This game has to be over. Pudge is dead. Necro's dead. No buyback still. Lone Druid is dead. Also no buyback. The bear is still alive. Yes. Sniper comes up in 22 seconds. Pudge buys back. Wraith King is dead. The tier 4s are now down. Okay, so you've got 3 dead. You've got Wraith King with no ulti. You've got Sniper. You guys are all alive. And you guys are backing for some reason as Underlord TPs into their base and dies. The throne is at 1,000 HP and you guys are hitting Rush. Please run back to their base and just end the game. There's still 3 dead. I mean, all you have to do is just jump on Sniper. Either you or Legion, and this game is over. And now they're all respawned. And the throne is not dead, despite being at 1,000 health with no glyph. So, like, I don't understand, honestly. I don't understand why this game is still going on. I mean, you do have mega creeps, so that's good. Throne is regenning for sure. Throne is low. 1,300 health. You just jump in and kind of waste the Aegis. And you're hitting Throne, hitting Throne, hitting Throne, hitting Throne. And now you're out and your Underlord is in. And he's going to die for sure. Throne is super low. 600 HP. You should not go back in. You will die 100%. I'm not sure why you're saving Veil. You might as well just sell that. You're not going to sub that back in for any item. But now you got to wait for your team to respawn. And you TP in, do double damage, hit their throne, and don't quite kill it. So you're just trying to play this game on your own at this point, apparently. And you call it GG. Hopefully you didn't mean that. But throne has 200 HP. You do not have buyback. So that was a pretty bold move without buyback. And I would imagine that they are going to just walk down mid. And yeah, you seem to even understand that you've died a bunch of times with a bunch of streaks to the sniper. And now your team is like fully on tilt and making some really weird, terrible plays. So again, remember, you can blame yourself for everything that's happening. And you seem to kind of understand that there were ways that this game should have been over and it's not. And you've kind of put your team in a pretty shitty situation at this point, where they're trying to push into a Sniper Zeus, Lone Druid, Necrophos Radiance, Wraith King, who has now become a 5th core on the team. But luckily Legion Commander saves the day, jumps in, and finishes off the throne. So, just to summarize, I mean, you got 24 kills, dude. You played quite well as far as your farm, but the graph tells the story. You had this game won right here, and just due to some like really poor decision making, the game slid all the way back to them being in the lead at one point. And it really is just a matter of objective-based gaming, like number one. When you get kills, get objectives immediately afterwards. And number two, when you have big streaks, push that advantage and be the playmaker for your team when you have the ability to do so, which you did basically as soon as you hit level 6 with a big mid advantage over that sniper. So yeah, I hope that helped, man. I think that there's a lot to take away even just from this replay as far as like your own habits. You know, think about what you need to get done in the game at every single point in the game. Ask yourself, what should I be doing right now? Is this smart? And clearly you had like a little bit of self-referral there at the end where you realized, okay, that was a dumb play. I keep feeding Sniper a bunch of gold. Sniper is like one of the biggest problems on this team. And you had to struggle to win a game that you had already won basically in the laning stage. All right, man. Peace, and hope that helped. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and there will be more to come.